All right, so there's guys out there who live in a constant state of guilt, anxiety, and fear. They're scared to be vulnerable. They judge others. They assume the worst. And the irony is they're scared to death of being judged themselves. And these guys don't really enjoy life. Whereas there's other guys out there who are positive. They put themselves out there. They're able to relax. They don't judge themselves or others. They assume good things. They're able to be vulnerable because they don't feel the need to hide any aspect of themselves. And they seem to enjoy life a lot more. I'm going to talk about what I think is the difference here. I was like the former for a long time, and now I'm in the process of becoming the latter, and it's been a great experience so far, and I want to talk about this. Without further ado, let's dive into it. All right, I remember clearly in college sitting in my best friend's apartment. So there's the apartment, there's like a couch here. I'm sitting in one corner, my best friend somewhere over here, and then there's two girls and one guy. So it's like this group of friends. And I'm just sitting in the corner awkwardly, like, you know what I mean? Like, I, I feel like I'm like this weird person there that everyone, feels like is awkward and everyone's like judging silently. And I was just in this state of anxiety, guilt, fear, and timidness. And frankly, that was my life. That day was not. It wasn't like it just happened on that day. That was my day to day life. That's how I felt. I felt like an NPC, right? And I felt ugly, and I felt like everyone, again, was looking at how weird I was and how unattractive I was, and that was my life, right? And I thought, oh, maybe if I have a better physique, that'll change it. Well, I achieved my goal physique, didn't feel much different. Then I was like, oh, maybe I need money. If I have money, things will change. I make six figures now, didn't feel that much different. So, firstly, I want to address something with that type of thinking that I fell into, which is people who say, if you want to achieve your goals, you got to be hard on yourself, bro. You got to pick on yourself for every little mishap that you make. You got to be hardcore. And it's like, take that thought, throw it out the window. We don't listen to these people, all right? They put these standards on us, which makes the process of achieving your goal an absolute living hell, okay? I was a part of that group thing. I used to think like that. And now I don't. I don't think that's right. You shouldn't be beating yourself up over every little thing because, frankly, you will mess up on the process of achieving any goal in life. Now, I'm not saying, just give up on all your goals and indulge yourself in all your bad habits because that's self love. That's not what I'm saying. Self love is improvement. In my opinion, anyway, self love is improvement, right? It's when you identify an area of your life you want to improve in, say it's fitness. If it's something that you've been thinking about for a while, clearly it's something you want to improve in. So you love yourself enough to say, I'm going to do this hard work for me. And then you do it. But you also love yourself enough to understand that the process to any goal is not going to be perfect. And you're not going to beat yourself up over every little mishap, right? Like there's multiple examples I can give. When I did NoFap, I would, mess up time and time and time again and beat myself up, feeling all this guilt and negativity and anxiety, but I still achieve the life goals I'd set out to. In my productivity journey, I've messed up time and time again. I've said I'm going to study 8 hours today. I've only studied 6. I've said I'm going to start studying at 1. I've started at 5. I've messed up time and time again and beat myself up over it for what? Because I still ended up achieving my goal, right? And if anything, I felt like the negative thinking hindered me rather than helped me. Okay, so what exactly have I been doing and what are the specific results that I've noticed? Well, I've just been focusing on reframing a lot. So always just looking on the positive side, even if something negative happens, okay, what's the positive side here? And also I've been doing visualizations and such things. Now, one thing I want to make clear, I'm not advocating for just taking your negative emotions and just shoving them as deep down as possible. Negative emotions are not necessarily bad, right? They still need to be felt. And just shoving emotions down all the way, I don't think that's the answer. But it's just accepting and then still, looking at the positive side of things because there always is one. That's at least what I did. And here's what I've been noticing. I feel better about life overall. Life feels more like an adventure to me rather than this burden, which it felt like before. I actually feel like an individual. Before, I would just be saying things or, agreeing with other people just because I wanted to get them to like me. So I'd be saying things which I thought other people would want to hear. Now I just say what's on my mind. Sometimes people like it, sometimes they don't. But I personally feel more like an individual now. I don't feel like this person who's trying to mold himself into something that for every different person I interact with. I feel less stress. Life, like I said, life feels more like an adventure now. I feel less stress because I know I don't need to be perfect, right? I feel happier overall. I'm more open to life experiences. Like I'm taking boxing right now, and I know times will come where I'll probably get my butt whooped by someone who has a lot more experience than me, and that's okay. Even though that does make me a little bit anxious, that does make me a little bit scared. But again, it's okay, right? This is how we learn. This is how we get better. I'm okay with kind of the beginner phases of anything you pick up in life, where you'll kind of look like, you don't know what you're doing for a long time before you finally start picking things up. And I'm okay with those experiences now. My dating life has improved. This is something I struggled with for a long time. On dates, I'm like, oh, what am I going to say? And I'm like all up in my head. Oh, what's the cool thing to say now? What's the, you know what I mean? And I don't really think like that anymore. I just say, oh, excuse me. I just say what's on my mind, right? And if what's on my mind is, I'm feeling anxious right now, then I just say that. It's not something I really stress about anymore the way I used to. And those are the main results. So far, they've been great, and I plan to continue this process. Now, I do want to end this video off by saying one thing, which I hope came across in this video, because that's really the point I was trying to make, right? And that is, be kind to yourself throughout this process of self-improvement. Expect progress. I'm not saying don't make progress. Expect progress, but enjoy life now, right? There's no need to constantly beat yourself up over every little thing, constantly feeling guilty, anxiety, negativity, and there's no reason really to be living like that. So if anything I said before seems relatable, this is something to consider exploring, right? And like the old me, I'd be cussing at myself if I messed up on something on my fitness journey. I'd literally be cussing at myself, right? I would, sorry about that. I was very afraid to be vulnerable, right? And that led to basically, it led to years and years of me just hiding my true self. It didn't lead to any sort of positive result that I can point to. So that's been my experience, and that's what I would say to you. Be kind to yourself. Expect progress, but enjoy your life now, and no need to beat yourself up over every little thing. All right, now I just want you to imagine for a second. Imagine that you stick with this advice and you stick with your self-improvement journey, and a while from now, you've achieved the physique of your dreams. And you've gotten, whatever, even if you had vain reasons. I definitely had vain reasons for doing it. I wanted like more attention in like Instagram and social media apps. So even if that's your goal, imagine that you achieved your dream physique, and now, you're enjoying the fruits of your hard work. Imagine that you have money now, because I had financial goals as well, and you have money now where you can support your family and you can like take vacations, whatever it is, and enjoy life as well. Imagine that your dating life has improved significantly because you're not afraid of being vulnerable anymore. So now you're attracting people into your life who like the true, genuine you. Imagine that. And that's the path you're headed on. All right. Keep working hard. I believe in you, but frankly, what I believe doesn't matter. What you believe matters. So I hope you believe in yourself too. And ultimately, I want this to be our positive little community where we help each other, support each other, get to that next level. I've also been doing visualizations of my channel blowing up, me getting more subscribers, and this channel being a huge success. So I hope you can help me along with this journey. Please come join our community. I'm going to leave my Instagram, TikTok somewhere here. Please do support as well. Please do like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you later.